When the Viking overlord Svein Forkbeard died in early 1014, shortly after conquering England, Ethelred the Unready was once again invited back to the throne, and the former Anglo-Saxon rulers had a brief opportunity to reclaim control and put the Danish storm behind them. Their final stand, though, would come not from Ethelred, who would soon exit the stage for good, but from his son Edmund, a prince forged in crisis. History would remember him by a single name, Ironside, and his name was fully earned. Edmund came of age during the worst years of his father's reign, years of political paralysis, endless Danegeld payments, and overall humiliation by Viking invasions. Unlike Ethelred before him, Edmund was decisive, physically imposing, and ready to fight. When Svein died and Ethelred returned from exile, England's unity was still much in question. Canute, Svein's son, soon resumed his campaign for the throne. Some of England's powerful nobles defected to him, especially in the Old Danelaw, the territory with long-standing Danish ties. But Edmund refused to submit. Even as his father faltered, even as London itself was besieged and panic spread, Edmund began gathering forces and resisting Danish rule directly. He boldly broke with his father's court advisors who had come under growing criticism for their appeasement of the Danes and for other decisions seen as weak or indecisive. Edmund led armies personally and earned his nickname through sheer will, holding ground, rallying troops, refusing to break even as England crumbled around him. In 1016, when Ethelred died, the crown passed to Edmund, but only in part of the country. In London, the Witan, a council of noblemen and church officials who traditionally lent legitimacy to the king, proclaimed Edmund as their king. But Canute had already declared himself king elsewhere in regions he'd already conquered or that simply had strong Danish ties. England now had two kings, one foreign and one native. A showdown was inevitable. The two kings fought 5 battles in a single year. Edmund was bold and relentless. At times he seemed poised to win. He crushed Danish forces at Penselwood, fought them to a standstill at Schurston, and pushed them back at the Battle of Brentford. But Canute, calm and calculating, kept pressing. The final clash came at Essendon, where the Danes won a decisive, though costly, victory. And even then, Edmund didn't yield entirely. Instead of pushing further bloodshed, the two kings made a very uneasy peace. England would be divided. Edmund would keep Wessex, the ancestral heartland of the Anglo-Saxon kings, while Canute would take the north and east. But fate had other plans. Just weeks later, in a pattern that has become exceedingly familiar in Volume 2 of this series, Edmund died suddenly. The cause, of course, is unknown. Illness, exhaustion. Some, of course, whispered assassination. Regardless, the result was clear. Canute now ruled all of England. Edmund's death marked the end of resistance and the effective end of the old royal line. His infant sons were exiled and his family was scattered. Canute would marry Edmund's stepmother, Emma of Normandy, and forge a new Anglo-Danish dynasty in his own image. So Canute would build the future, but Edmund Ironside was the last to defend the past. His was a final, furious stand for the House of Wessex, in the mud of the battlefield, sword drawn, crown barely holding. He lost, but he fought like a true king.